Hello, everybody. Max Scoville here. I'm with Eric Goldman. We are in New York for New York Comic Con, but the show floor is closed, so we're in this lovely swank hotel room. You got to go to the kind of Marvel Netflix Iron Fist multi-headed panel. We talked a little bit about Iron Fist in a previous video, the Defenders, and then, of course, there's also the Punisher, who's getting his own show after his appearance on Daredevil Season 2. What's the story with that?
Yeah, so it was actually before the Defenders thing at the end. They actually had cleared the stage of all the Iron Fist cast, and then they dimmed the lights, and you heard someone off stage start going, one batch, two batch. The crowd went insane because they understood what was happening, and John Bernthal came on stage, and they made the official announcement that the Punisher started filming this previous Monday. Jeff Loeb kind of made a joke about the fact that you haven't heard this anywhere, and then I think he said something like, unless you read certain websites, you shouldn't, because they had been spotted, I think, and there were reports out there, but this was their official announcement. The Punisher is now underway.
I love that they have to keep that under wraps. It's this big surprise that, yes, we're making a TV show. Obviously, John Bernthal's there. Who else do we know is involved with this, and were there any new announcements with that?
Yeah, so, that was the other thing, is the Punisher being this kind of strange thing where they'd announced their exact lineup of shows for Netflix, but then the Punisher was a surprise one, and based on the fact that it's already filming, it might be between Iron Fist and Defenders. That's just my speculation because it's filming in between those shows. We knew about Micro's been cast and a couple other actors, but the big announcement they had here was that Deborah Woll, as Karen Page, is going to be a part of this show, and she was another surprise guest that came out on stage.
Okay. Do we have any, we don't have an official release date or window at all?
Again, that is the funny thing. They announced that this show existed a few months ago, and then today they announced it's filming, but they've still been pretty coy about exactly what their release plan is. And I am curious, next year, we know we're getting Iron Fist in March, and then what? Are we going to get Defenders and Punisher by the end of the year? Could there be 3 Netflix Marvel shows next year? I think it's possible, but so far they haven't said.
What are the odds that the Punisher winds up in the Defenders?
I think he will make an appearance. That's just me. I don't think he'll be a member of the team. But even going back to this summer when I was at the TCA press tour, I asked the head of Netflix that question because he said something about we need everyone, and he just mentioned Punisher for Defenders. And I go, does that mean Punisher too? And he stopped himself and he just says, it's like, stay tuned or something. I bet he shows up, but I don't think it'll be a significant role. I think they'll be busy fighting Sigourney Weaver.
Great. Was there anything else about Punisher that came out? Because people do love Punisher.
Yeah, I just will say that Bernthal, he's an intense guy. I mean, he's got a full beard, so Frank Castle's going to be rocking a beard at least when this show begins, when the season begins. He actually looked like, I saw someone tweet that he looked like an MMA fighter, which he did, because he had like a hoodie up, and he's just like looking tough with this beard. But he just said that, he loves this character, wants to honor fans of the comics, and law enforcement and military things he said when he did Daredevil. And then Deborah Woll said that, when they asked her if she wanted to do this too, she said absolutely, and said how she loves so much the Frank and Karen material in Daredevil Season 2, which was an interesting, I think, surprise dynamic, that unlikely friendship and the fact that she was kind of agreeing with his methods and all that stuff. So I do think it's interesting that she'll be doing that thing of kind of porting over from Daredevil, and the crowd seemed to really respond to that as well.
Cool. Well, hopefully we get it sooner than later. Obviously, go check out the rest of our Marvel coverage from this very jam-packed panel. Eric, thank you so much for taking a moment to chat in this very busy show floor hotel room that we've created for ourselves. We've got lots more stuff from New York Comic Con that we are still putting up, so go check that out right here on IGN.